everyone. I'm back for video 3 in our staff development training on educator effectiveness. Now calm down. Let's not be jumping out of our chairs in excitement. A little humor there. Thanksgiving break is just about here, and it certainly is a time that we need for rest and rejuvenation. I have to tell you that as I've traveled around the district and visited all our schools during my first round of CWC, having lunch with you, I've heard similar concerns in all buildings expressed by teachers in every content area at every grade level about the expectations that exist for teachers today and the difficulty in trying to find some balance between home and work. I also know that you work very hard to not let your students sense your stress and frustration. I'm sorry I don't have a solution to provide which will help alleviate that stress, but I continue to believe that with all of us working in collaboration with one another, supporting each other, and having every person carry their fair share of the workload, we'll get through this. And believe it or not, our educational system will be better. Let's take a look now at the plan for this video. I'm not going to follow the LNAG format today due to the nature of the information that's being presented. Our learning objective today is just to reinforce some of the key ideas which we've covered in the previous 2 videos on the educator effectiveness system, and continue to focus some additional time on the SLO, student learning objective development process. DPI has released their orientation movie, so I think it's a good time to hear what Dr. Evers, our state superintendent, has to say about the system, and to hear commentary from educators and districts who are piloting the system. The video is about 5 minutes long. After watching the video, take a few minutes to discuss any information presented which was new or any questions which the video sparked. Your building principal will get these thoughts down on paper and share them with me. Welcome back. Video 2, created here in the Tomah School District, I did attempt to answer the question about how other educator groups would be evaluated, individuals like our counselors, school psychs, and the like. I want you to know that the administrative team is still debating exactly who will be part of this other educator group. As you can see from the definition of teacher, DPI is indicating that individuals whose primary responsibilities are instructional planning and preparation, managing a classroom environment, and pupil instruction. Obviously, all educators are involved in instructional planning and preparation and pupil instruction. It's criteria 2 that's the stickler, managing a classroom environment. Do Title I teachers manage a classroom environment? Do special ed teachers manage a classroom environment? We have not made a decision yet in our district about this issue. And just to give you another heads up, no decision has yet been made on what the district choice assessment piece will be, which is part of that student performance side of the evaluation. If you recall, currently the pie is divided 50% teacher practice, 50% teacher outcomes, with 45% of the student outcome piece based on your SLOs, 2.5% based on school-wide reading growth and graduation rate data, and then the undetermined 2.5% district choice. We're involved in discussions with other districts and listening to suggestions that are being provided by the Department of Public Instruction in order to determine what our district choice will be. I wanted to share this graphic with you so you understand that while here in Tomah we're doing our own rollout of the educator effectiveness system, DPI also has a plan in place as well. I have used and will continue to use many of the DPI resources as we continue our staff development initiative. Generally, you can see that step 1, orientation, was scheduled for October with a video posted on the Educator Effectiveness website. You watched that today. Next, in February, will be a self-guided online overview training module. And we'll start using those modules for your training in educator effectiveness whenever they come out. In April, CSID training will take place for all individuals who may be part of district evaluations. Last summer, all the Toma School District administrators received training, and it's our hope that we will all be certified by this January. Guess what we're focused on during our Christmas break. And then lastly, you can see step 4, the EEP process deep dive. All districts in the state will be participating in this next year as the full implementation of educator effectiveness takes place. We'll continue to view modules explaining the process and laying out what is expected each step of the way as we move through the cycle next year, the 2014-15 school year. Let's now jump back to the SLO piece, which is a significant portion of the evaluation process. In the last video, which focused on SLOs, you were encouraged to use the SMART goal process in creating your SLOs. This slide provides another way to organize your thoughts so that your SLO is SMART. Remember, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, results-based, and time-bound. Being able to answer these questions and embed the answer into your SLO should ensure that it is SMART. You begin with examining your different sources of data and determining what the data shows as an area in need of growth. You then determine the skills which are tied to this data, whether it's math computation skills, reading comprehension. In music, it might be identifying quarter and eighth notes. Or in social studies, supporting opinion with factual data. You then determine which students are included in your objective. Will it be all students, students below grade level? And of course, the time frame. We certainly are going to be encouraging you all to write your SLOs for the entire school year. This allows you time to make modifications to the SLO at the mid-year mark when you are reviewing your progress. You do need specific information on how you will measure your objective, whether it's a common assessment that you're using, AimsWeb, STAR Reading, and the targeted growth for your students. Is it grade level gains, increased score on a particular assessment? The last two questions related to instructional strategies and practices, as well as support, can be used to assist you in writing your personal professional goals, the PPGs. It only makes sense to align your personal growth and development to the SLOs for your students. As you work to improve your skills, we should see increased achievement for students. Many years ago, when we first established the professional development plan in Toma, which then evolved into the PEP plan, we often reference the statement, the key to student growth is teacher growth. And this has only continued to be reinforced by the philosophy behind professional learning communities. As Roland Barthes stated, teachers and students go hand in hand as learners, or they don't go at all. So your growth in the use of effective strategies and instructional practices should tie directly into your students' growth. Today, each of you will receive a copy of Appendix E, the Wisconsin Teacher Educator Effectiveness Plan, the EEP. This is the actual form as it exists right now that you will complete at the start of next year prior to your evaluation planning session. To reinforce your understanding of writing SLOs, I thought it might be helpful for you to take a sample SLO and see if you can answer the questions on this EEP form. So you're going to be given a listing of 20 different SLOs, which were created last month by teachers in our district. And working with a partner, select one of the SLOs and break it down into answers for the questions on the EEP form. Then take the next step and try and create a professional practice goal that would relate to the SLO, as well as a resource or support that would be helpful to you in meeting the SLO. When you're done, go ahead and share your work in a large group. Your building principal will jot down your questions and concerns about this process. What was hardest? What do you think you need additional help and support with? What types of information do you feel you still need to more effectively write SLOs or PPGs? You'll end your meeting today with this activity, but let me make just a few comments in closing. I think this graphic helps to illustrate how messy success really is. I know we would just like that straight line direct to achieving a goal, but in reality, that's not how life works. We have lots of learning to engage in before we successfully achieve a goal. We can take 6 steps forward, 2 steps to the side, and 3 back before we make forward progress again. We know this is true because we work with our students every day, and we need to understand that it's the same for us. So remember, ultimately, we will get where we need to go. We will be successful, whether it's in implementing the Common Core State Standards or what seems to be a rather overwhelming educator effectiveness system. Now we're going to take a break in December from educator effectiveness training just for everybody to catch their breath. This is a very busy time of year with the winter sports starting up, all of the holiday concerts that are scheduled, and there's just an increased sense of hustle and bustle with the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays approaching. So enjoy your time with family and friends during this special time of year. We'll reconnect in January and move forward with educator effectiveness then. Have a blessed holiday season. Take care of yourselves. Find time to rest and relax over the breaks. Thank you.